everyone, and today we are going to start a new lesson from Beehive. It's lesson number 6, and the name of the lesson is My Childhood. In this lesson, we are going to know a lot of things about APJ Abdul Kalam's childhood. So let's know a little bit more about APJ Abdul Kalam. His complete name was Abul Pakir Jainulabdin Abdul Kalam. He was an aerospace scientist who served as the 11th President of India from the year 2002 to 2007. He was born and raised in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, and studied physics and aerospace engineering. Kalam projects in space, defense, and nuclear technology guided India into the 21st century, and he became our 11th president in the year 2002. In his autobiography, Wings of Fire, he speaks about his childhood. So, Kalam was born on 15 October 1931 in Rameshwaram, and he died on 27 July 2015 in Shillong. He had studied at Madras Institute of Technology, Anna University, and St. Joseph's College as well. He was awarded not only with Bharat Ratna, Padma Bhushan, but Padma Vibhushan and many more awards like these. He was indeed the missile man and pride of India. But that's not all, students. I have this wonderful rare picture from the family of Kalam, and you can see little Kalam sitting between his parents. On the left you have his father Jainulabdin, and on the right hand side corner you have his mother Ashiamma, and between you can see his siblings. Isn't this rare photo? But today there's lots more for you. Now the first picture you see on the screen is the picture of his autobiography, Wings of Fire, and you can see the cover pic. In the middle I have a wonderful picture of Kalam's while giving a lecture, and on the right hand side is my favorite pic, which you can see that he was also on Indian stamp. And what an excellent photograph this is, with the rocket in behind. Now let's start with the word meanings and tricky words from this chapter, My Childhood. Innate means by birth. Austere means ordinary. Austere has been used in terms of his father. So the writer says austere father, which means his father was an ordinary man. Now Anna. Anna is an old Indian currency, and 1 Anna equals 6 paisa. Inherited means got from forefathers or ancestors. Upbringing means early education. Catering means related to food. Could not stomach means could not tolerate. Summoned means called. Orthodox means people who believe on traditional ideas. Perturbed means concerned. Longing means desire. Unprecedented means never done or known before. Now this term has been used for the Indian independence, and the people of India, they have never experienced independence ever before. Imminent means inevitable, and confronted means faced. Please learn these meanings, students, because these are very important, and you can definitely use these important terms in your answers and score full marks. Now let me talk about the characters in this particular chapter. We have APJ Abdul Kalam as the narrator. Jainulabdin is the father of Kalam. Ashiamma, mother of Kalam. Jalaluddin is his brother-in-law. Samsuddin is the cousin of Kalam. Now Ramananda Shastri, Aravindan, and Shiva Prakashan are 3 best friends of APJ Abdul Kalam. Ramananda Shastri is a childhood friend of Kalam who later took possession of his father. His father's name was Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, who was actually the highest priest of the Rameshwara temple. So Ramananda Shastri later on becomes the priest of the temple when he grows up. Aravindan is the second best friend of Kalam, who later went into the business of arranging transport to the pilgrims. That means he later became a transporter. Shiva Prakashan is the third childhood friend of Kalam, who later became a catering contractor for the Southern Railways. And Shiva Subramanya Iyer is Kalam's favorite science teacher. Now students, please learn all these character names and carefully learn the spellings, because I don't want you to do mistakes in just writing these names. Now let's start with the explanation of this chapter. I have created simple headings for you which you can see on the screen. You can even note down these important key points somewhere in your notebook if you wish. This will really help you in understanding the chapter real quickly. Now let's know about Abdul Kalam. Kalam was born in a middle-class Tamil family in the island town of Rameshwaram, which is in Madras. His father, Jainuddin, was not much educated nor very wealthy, but still he had excellent wisdom. Kalam's mother, Ashiamma, was also an ideal helpmate, as she used to feed food to many people every day. And Kalam still remembered while writing this autobiography that there were more outsiders who used to come and eat than all the total family members of his own family. Kalam had many siblings, and he was a short boy born to tall parents. He lived in his ancestral house, which was a Pakka house made up of limestone and bricks, and the house was on Mosque Street, Rameshwaram. Now, let's know about the Second World War. The Second World War broke out in 1939 when he was just 8 years old. And because of that, suddenly the demand for tamarind seeds erupted in the market. I even have a picture of tamarind seed right on the screen for you. Tamarind means imli in Hindi. So he started collecting the seeds of tamarind and used to sell them to a provision shop on Mosque Street. A day's collection would fetch him around 1 anna, which was not very less at that point in time. His brother-in-law Jalaluddin would also tell him stories about the war, which he would later attempt to read or find as headings in the newspaper, and the local newspaper name was Dina Mani. Now let's know how Kalam earned his first major wages. When India was forced to join the armies of UK, US and Russia during the Second World War, the government ordered that no train will stop at Rameshwaram station. Now, the newspaper bundles had to be thrown out from the moving train on the Rameshwaram road between Rameshwaram and Dhanushkodi. That forced Kalam's cousin Samsuddin to distribute papers in Rameshwaram, and as he was looking for a helping hand to catch the bundles, Kalam filled the perfect slot. Samsuddin helped him earn his first wages by selling newspapers. Now Kalam had inherited excellent qualities from his parents. He inherited honesty and self-discipline from his father, and from the mother he inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness, and so did his 3 brothers and sister. This is a very important point, and please learn these, students. Now I really want you to deeply see this particular map that I have on the screen. The map shows where exactly is Dhanushkodi and Rameshwaram. Now you can see where the newspapers were thrown from the train. And I would also like you to remember Ramantapuram, which is the next station from Rameshwaram, because we will be studying something more about Ramantapuram at the end of this chapter. So the 3 places that you should know thoroughly are Dhanushkodi, Rameshwaram and Ramantapuram, and please learn these spellings. Now let's know about Kalam's childhood friend. He had 3 close friends, Ramanatha Shastri, Aravindan and Shiva Prakashan. All these boys were from orthodox Hindu Brahmin families, and as children none of them ever felt any difference among themselves because of their religious differences and upbringing. In fact, Ramanatha Shastri was the son of the Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, who was the highest priest of the Rameshwaram temple. But still there was no discrimination between Hindus or Muslims or any religion whatsoever. Later, He took over the priesthood of Rameshwaram temple from his father, and Aravindan went into the business of arranging transport for the visiting pilgrims, and Shiva Prakashan became a catering contractor for the Southern Railways. Now, let's know about an incident at school which really upset Kalam. One day when he was in the 5th standard at the Rameshwaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to his class who did not like him sitting with a Hindu student. And because of this, he was asked to go and sit on the back bench. Lakshmana Shastri, the priest of the Rameshwaram temple, he called up the teacher in school, and in front of principal and everyone, he told the teacher that he should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance or indifferences in the minds of these innocent children. And later on, the teacher accepted his fault and apologized. Kalam's favorite teacher was his science teacher. His name was Shiva Subramanya Iyer. Even though he was an orthodox Brahmin, and had a conservative wife, but he was very different than others. He did his best to break all the social barriers in the society between the people of different backgrounds and cultures so that the people could mingle and mix easily. He used to spend a lot of hours with Kalam, and he would even motivate him to study at par like the students studying in big cities. Now one fine day, his science teacher Shiva Subramanya Iyer invited Kalam to his home for a meal. His wife was horrified at the idea of a Muslim boy being invited to have dinner in her ritually pure kitchen. She refused to serve him food in her kitchen. On this, Shiva Subramanya Iyer was not concerned, nor did he got angry with his wife, but instead he served food to Kalam with his own hands and even sat down beside him to eat the meals. His wife washed them from behind the kitchen's door. Later, Shiva Subramanya Iyer invited Kalam again to join him for dinner next weekend. Observing his hesitation, he even told him not to get upset. When he visited his teacher's house the next week, Shiva Subramanya Iyer's wife took him inside her kitchen and served him food with her own hands. Now finally India got independence by the end of Second World War. Kalam then asked his father for permission to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramantapuram. His father finally gave him permission and also convinced the hesitant mother of Kalam. Now Ramantapuram is another place that you should remember, and even on the image that I have on the screen, you can see it is not very far from Rameshwaram. It is the second last on this green track that you can see on the screen. So student, this was all from my side. I hope you have understood this lesson thoroughly, and I would like to thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel for more educational videos like this. And please comment, share, and take care of yourself. Goodbye.